Hadi to everyone. Happy Friday if you're in this part of the planet. Happy Saturday morning if you're in Australia, Hong Kong, Singapore. We get the opportunity to put our whole body into stillness throughout the day. From the time we open our eyes till they go to sleep, our body is in motion. So the yogis recognize the only time our body is still is when we sleep at night. And then we have these amazing experience with the astral body. But if we can do the same thing while we are awake, we can have the same experiences to go in and watch our mental space and bring calm and peace to the mind. So that's the journey today. We're going to explore sitting still. If at any time in the journey, one of your legs fall asleep, feel free to keep the eyelids closed, but feel free to stretch your legs out, shake it out, and then cross it back as we explore the mind space and the heart space, Hridayakash and the Chidakash. Let's come into your comfortable pose. Bring the palms onto the knees, touch the tip of the thumbs, tip of the index fingers. Close the eyes softly. Still in the body, Kaya Styram. Take your awareness to the right foot, toes to the heel. The right foot is still. To the left foot is solid. To the entire right leg, from the toes passing the calf, the knee, the thigh, to the right hip girdle. The entire right leg is immovable. To the entire left leg, toes to the hip. Entire left leg is stable. Take the awareness to the pelvic floor, the glutes, the lower back, the front of the pelvis. The entire pelvic floor is grounded. Take the awareness to the entire back, from the glutes to the shoulders. The entire back is still. Take the awareness to the right hand, fingertips to wrist. Right hand is rigid. To the left hand is steady. To the entire right arm, fingertips passing the wrist, the forearm, the elbow, the upper arm. To the right shoulder blade, the entire right arm is immovable. To the entire left arm, fingertips to shoulder, the entire left arm is solid. Take your awareness to the neck is motionless. To the head is completely still. Take your awareness to the whole body and imagine the whole body is like a statue, immovable, stable. As the physical body starts to move into stillness more and more as time progresses, let's work on quieting the mind, liberate the mind from the past and the future by bringing the mind into the present moment on the breath at the entrance of the nostrils. Try not to control the breath, just be aware of it moving in and out. I want you to witness your breath with awe and reverence, recognizing this breath has been with you ever since you came out of your mother's womb as a little baby up to now. Recognize our mind ignores this breath from time to time throughout the day. This breath never ignores us. See if you can sensitize the mind a bit more and identify the slight temperature change of the breath. The incoming breath is slightly cooler. The outgoing breath with the body's heat is slightly warmer. Sensitize the mind a little bit more. See if you can identify the 4 parts of the breath. There's an inhalation, followed by a split-second retention inside, followed by an exhalation, followed by a split-second retention outside, followed by an inhalation again. Keep witnessing the 4 parts of the breath now. I want you to actively equalize the 4 parts of the breath. Move with me, my pace. Inhale slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. Continue this equal ratio. If counts of 4 is too strenuous for the lungs, decrease it to counts of 3. Counts of 4 is too easy for your lungs, increase it to counts of 5. Your degree, but equalize the 4 parts of the breath now. Excellent. After the next exhalation, bring the breath back to normal breathing. I want you to perform Khetri Mudra or the tongue lock. Curl the tip of the tongue on the upper palate as far back as you can as you create pressure from the tip of the tongue on the upper palate. Allow the air to pass the epiglottis with a soothing sound. Breathe slowly as possible in, slowly as possible out. If at any time the tongue gets tired, return the tongue to the bottom of the mouth for a few seconds. Curl it back up. Allow the mind to stay in the now, in the present, with the sound of the breath. After the next exhalation, I want you to return the tongue to the bottom of the mouth and move into the opposite of Ujjayi Pranayama, Mona Pranayama, silent breathing. Breathe as slowly as possible in and out, and as silently as possible, and allow the mind to dwell into the silence of the breath. Keeping the breath silent, I want you to now project your consciousness into that space behind the forehead. Yogis refer to it as the Chidaakash, the mind space. As you gaze there, I just want you to be a witness. Thought patterns may come in the mind, stay, leave. Another one may come, stay, leave. Another thought will come, stay, leave. Don't judge the thoughts, just witness what comes in and out. And if no thoughts enter your mind, just be a witness of that inner silence. Keep your gaze in the center of the eyebrows, witnessing it now. Excellent. Now, this time I want you to prevent any random thoughts from coming into the mind. I want you to create your object. I want you to choose your object, hold it in the mind for about 5 seconds, and then cast it away. Choose another object, hold it for 5 seconds, cast it away. So in other words, you can create your, maybe an apple, hold the apple in the mind for 5 seconds, get rid of it. Create something else in the mind, hold it 5 seconds, get rid of it. Continue like this for the next couple minutes. No random thoughts coming in the mind. You're creating your thought, your object now. Excellent. This time, I want you to now just witness the mind space. Let the random thoughts come up naturally from the subconscious part of the mind. But when they come, you contemplate it for about 5 seconds, and then you actively cast it away. Let the random thoughts come up. You contemplate them for 5 seconds, cast them away. If no random thoughts come up, just appreciate the inner silence of the mind. Keep your gaze, witnessing the mind space now. Very good. And now this time I want you to gaze in the center, and this time no thought, using your willpower. No random thoughts come in the mind. The mind is completely still and quiet. See if you can keep the mind completely still for the next minute. Excellent. And as you gaze in the center of the eyebrows, now I want you to scan the phase of life that you are living from day to day, week to week, month to month. When we scan our life, we'll find something we can improve upon. I want you to find an aspect of your lifestyle that you want to improve upon. When you find it, mentally formulate a short positive phrase for it. Yogis refer to it as a sankalpa. An example is, I am relaxed, or I eat healthy, or I exercise frequently, or I am compassionate. You know the phase of life you're living. Mentally formulate your short positive phrase 3 times now. And with your psychic vision, that same eye which you see your dreams with at nighttime, I want you to Imagine you're living with that desire, that sankalpa already being fulfilled, already manifested. See yourself living with that desire, how you relate to other living entities, to the planet, how other living entities relate to you. See yourself living with that desire now. Very good. Let the image disappear. And now you, the Atma, the spiritual being who's projecting your consciousness in that space behind the forehead, the Chidakash. Let's project the consciousness in the Hridayakash, the heart space now. Become aware of that space behind your breastbone and in front of the spine, that beautiful space. Become aware of the space between the diaphragm and the clavicle. And that beautiful space is expanding as you inhale. The Hridayakash, the heart space, contracts as you exhale. Stay in the present moment with the expansion and contraction of the heart space. Within that beautiful heart space is where the Atma, the spiritual being whom we are, resides. And the heart space creates beautiful, many different types of emotions. As you contemplate that space, I want you to contemplate the emotion of love and color the heart space. Give that heart space, that space, a color. What naturally comes up to you for the emotion of love? Remember a time when you felt love? Give the heart space a color for it. Contemplate the emotion of hope. Every one of us have experienced hope before. Remember a time when you were hopeful, and give that heart space a color for hope now. While experience quietness, imagine the heart space is quiet and give quietness a color. As we live in this dimension, we will experience anger. Remember a time when you were when the anger was in your mind, body, and give it a color. Give your heart space a color for anger. We've experienced the powerful emotion of compassion. Each and every one of us have done acts of compassion. Remember a time when your heart space was governed by compassion, and give compassion a color in the heart space. I want you to now try and find your heartbeat. We've been sitting still for a while. The breath has slowed down. See if you can find your heartbeat. Dum, dum, dum. The presence of the heartbeat is a sign of life. And right next to us in the heart space is Paramatma, or the Lord in the heart. The yogis recognize the Lord in the heart knows our strengths, knows our weaknesses, knows our desires. Whenever we were able to manifest a desire, the yogis recognize the Lord in the heart heard it and moved the elements, earth, water, fire, air, ether of the external universe to manifest that desire. We just planted our Sankalpa in the mind. Now in the heart space, recognize Lord in the heart is right there, knowing that Sankalpa. Humbly request the Lord to help you manifest that desire. And for the next couple minutes, just sit in silence, recognizing you're sitting in the presence of divinity, in the presence of God. And as we sit silently, we can start to listen to God speaking to us. Eventually we get to that place. Recognizing you're sitting in the presence of divinity now. Excellent. As we leave our meditative space, the yogis want to take that understanding, that realization that divinity is always with us. We take our realization with us off the meditation cushion into our daily life, and we act with that awareness, being able to see divinity in every living entity's heart, connect to them on that high spiritual plane, understanding their bodies, their temples are just temporary. Our body will dwindle, their bodies will dwindle, but there's a spiritual force that's animating that body. There's that spiritual force that's hearing my voice. And when that's there, we are able to connect to each other in a pure, higher place called love and compassion. As we experience God's love constantly in the form of the oxygen God is providing for us, the sunlight, the moonlight, even the earth planet we're living, we cannot create a planet. It's out of love and compassion for us. And then we tap into that frequency, we can relate to each other on those high frequencies, inspire each other to grow, 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 recognizing we are a spiritual being. Externalize the consciousness, become aware of that breath moving in and out. And yes, recognize this breath is God's unconditional love to us. This breath keeps our brain active, our mind active, our intellect active, our whole body active. Become aware of the room you're sitting in. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale slowly. Breath to normal. Move the fingers slowly. Bring the palms to the heart. And lower your head towards your higher self, that spiritual being that's animating the body, animating the heart. And towards your companion in the heart, their Ishta Devata, the Lord in the heart. Recognize we can be via medium of these higher frequencies, be a medium of love, a conduit of compassion. More and more we practice, more and more we become more and more refined conduit of these higher frequencies. Namaste. Lift the head, open your eyes. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you all so much for sharing your valuable time with the group. We always recognize 1 second of our life is extremely precious. Once it's gone, you can't bring it back. So I'm very grateful that each and every one of you shared your valuable time with us. Can go manifest that Sankalpa and recognize when you manifest it, Paramatma, Lord in the heart, move the three-dimensional realm to allow you to manifest it. Thank you. Thank you, Nadia. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you. Mahalo Shifumi. Thank you, Bashak. Thank you, Helen Angeline. Mahalo, Greg. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Brindavan. Thank you, Subin.
Yogi Charo.
Thank you, Luke. Aloha, mahalo, Alexis. Thank you, Adam. Hari Om Tat Sat.